Hi, um, Goda Govinda. This is Madhava Lasya and welcome to my ML channel. So today we are going to discuss about a Divulge of Celestial Secrets Part 5 or Part 6. So today we are going to discuss about a very hot topic and taboo occurs in the current situation, which is about periods and why women are not allowed inside the temple during periods and why women are allowed to be isolated in all those things. So first of all, there are also very superstitious beliefs like associated with it. So let's go through one by one. First of all, in those olden days, women are never isolated. Rather, they were just asked to take rest in a separate room, so that because women used to do a lot of work in those days, even today also. So the 3 day is just a rest to their body, so that they don't have to cook or do anything. It's like a red carpet welcome, food will come to your place, you don't have to do anything and all those things. And in those days, in my grandmom's days and all, clothes and all will already be given ahead of time. Unlike some people does give the clothes separately on each day, and then they have to wash their clothes and everything. So that it is mainly mentioned only to take rest. And the second main reason is to avoid the infections. In those days, they were using only the cloth to absorb all the blood coming out of the body. So it might contain too much of information, but I need to explain so that people can understand, and also try to follow it as much as they can. So infections would spread, right, to others, like how in hospitals, in NICU or ICU, we were being asked to wash our hands multiple times. So they don't have period pads or period panties like how we have right now here. So it is basically for infections also they have been isolated. And another reason is, in those days, there are no means of transportation, where at night times all the forest animals would roam around the village or the urban areas a lot. You might have heard after 6 or 7 p.m. they won't go out because of the wolves or hyenas or whatever it is, would be roaming around the roads just for its prey. So since the blood has a stinking smell, so it attracts the animals. So that is one of the reasons they were not allowed to go out. But right now it is not possible, because we have to go to school, we have to go to work and all those things, and we don't see any animals outside our houses like in those olden days. But still, when it comes to the perspective of taking rest, then I feel it's much better, because we are already working. Of course, even during periods also we are working at office, we are going to this, but at least you can take rest by not cooking the food or by not doing any household chores, unless if you don't get any help, then we have to do it, right? That is also there. So if you don't have anybody to help you, not even your spouse or your parents or anybody is there, or you're just staying in a dormitory, then you have to cook and you have to eat, then that is fine. But if you have help, means then why can't you take the 3 days as a rest, and then not to strain yourself, lifting things and everything. Another thing, which is a taboo, which is always a questioned subject, is why women are not allowed inside the temple during periods. So think from this perspective. Temple is a place which is full of positivity, right? People often goes to temple just to get positivity and peace of mind. So God, Lord has no abode to anything, and he is not affected by all these things, first of all. But the people who are coming to the temple, they are coming for peace of mind, and also to get the positivity. So if we are in periods and the blood is coming out, that is always, it causes infection, and the infections will cause negativity. The same in the hospital, right? They do not allow us near ICU people, because it might cause infection. You might cause infection to them, or their infection will catch us, right? And that's why they always keep their room clean, and they'll clean that often. Likewise, in temples also, we might get our infections being spread to others, and that will cause a negativity, right? So that is the main reason why women in their periods are not allowed. Another thing is why in those days, they don't want to get out of the house for sanitary reasons. She has to get ready, and then she has to change her clothes, and then she has to instead of pad, they have to wash it and everything. So right now we don't have all those things, but still from health perspective and sanity perspective, if you don't visit the temple during the first 3 days, it is better that we don't spread the infections, as well as we don't spread the negativity to others as well. But still, in some temples it is allowed, Sai Baba temples, they are allowed, and in ISKCON temples also allowed. But then, if you ask me, just for not to spread the infections or not to spread negativity, I myself do not prefer to go to temples during the first 3 days of my periods. So that is my perspective. But if you prefer, if you're saying the temple is itself allowing, then go ahead. I don't have any objections. So that is what it is. And regarding with respect to cooking with the fire, actually I'm just telling what my acharyas and or what I've heard from upanyasakas. So the food cooked by the women in the periods, if it's eaten by anybody other than the women, has to be born as a donkey in the next birth. If you ask me whether it's true or not, I have no idea. But it is said that it's mentioned in Shastras. So I believe whatever mentioned in Shastras by doing it. Another reason is they'll say you should not be working with fire because because of the same infection and purity purpose, right? So but in the current situation, we don't have any other choice, because we are all working, and sometimes we'll be coming back home, especially the kids are dormitory, and they're just coming back home and they're hungry, and they have to means then they can use induction stove or instant pot, because those are electric things. But even if you don't have anything, that is okay. But this is the reason why in those days, people were not allowed to cook, is only because of taking rest. But if you ask me, the Shastric reason is they called as Theta. That means infection, not cleanliness, uncleanliness. That's what they'll say. So that is what is called Theta. So it is mainly because of cleanliness, and not as being followed in a very superstitious way, where a person would be isolated completely from non-touching others and everything. I mean, I am completely against it, because you cannot be with the people touching each other or anything like that. But at the same time, we have to maintain cleanliness. We can keep on clean the room and everything, and make sure we are also clean and everything. So that's what I prefer, because in current situation it is not possible for us to maintain by not touching others. They'll say if you see a woman in periods, you'll not, it's a bad luck, and I don't believe in all those things. You can see them, I mean you can, while you're giving them clothes or food, if it touches them, then that's okay. I mean, you can just wash your hands, that's it. I mean, that's not gonna cost you anything, unless if we get in contact with the periods blood, then we have to wash our hands and take bath and all those things. That is a basic sanity things which everybody knows, right? So that is what it is. And then next thing I would like to mention about the period panties, which I talked about in my previous sessions. So instead of pads, I guess I started using period panties. It absorbs, it can withhold for 12 hours, and it comes in variety of pattern and fabric. I chose cotton fabric. It was very nice. Actually, I did not feel like I'm getting periods at all. It was just like a regular panties, but even the washable condition is you can throw it with any other laundry pieces. It will not stain any other your other laundries, and you have to hang it dry method. You should not put it in dryer. But if you put it in dryer by mistake or unknowingly, that is okay. I mean, but don't put it in dryer every time, because the guarantee period for that is 2 years. So every 2 years you have to change that panties. But it comes in 4 different levels, low, medium, and then high, and then super high. That means it's absorbency level, super high absorbency levels, and high absorbency, medium absorbency, and low absorbency kind of thing. And it comes in variety of sizes. So the brand which I use is Thinx, THINX, Thinx brand. You can go online and check it, because it saves the environment by using the pads which are made up of plastic. And another thing is using pads, you have to change it every 2 hours in order to maintain the pH level, because the pH level is changed, then it causes all the fungal infections in the vaginal area. So that's what I'm saying. It might be too much of information, but even guys can listen to it and suggest this to your your girls, whether it's wives or your daughters or your cousins or your friends or whoever it may be, right? So it doesn't matter. So so the brand which I use Thinx, THINX, and then it's just a regular panty, and then it just saves a lot of periods pads, like which we get it from Costco or in Sam's Club, wherever it is, like, or from Walmart, or get it from Amazon, whatever it is. So let's try to, please try to use it and see. I'm using it. It's really good. And like, it's not a promotional ad or anything. It's just like out of my courtesy, my involvement, my interest. I just want everybody to know about it. So that is what it is. So I know this session is very, very small, but my next session will be very interesting, because I'm going to talk about how to see the Lord face to face in person. So it might sound interesting at the same time. Oh, will that happen? Well, but don't worry, it did happen for many of us, and including me. So I just want to share so that you all can try and see whether you can see the Lord in face to face, like how you can see me. Likewise, you can see him face to face, and you can interact with him. You can talk to him and everything, do whatever you want to do. So that's what I have for my next session. Until then, please take care, and thank you for all of your views and all of your subscribers and everything. Thank you so much for constant support. I'm getting messages from many of you all encouraging me and commenting about passing good comments about my feedback. So thank you so much. And if you ever want to get any my homemade organic soaps products, or my authored spiritual books, please feel free to text me or email me. My email address is madhavalasya@gmail.com, madhavalaasaa@gmail.com, or text me at WhatsApp me at 469-237-1671. I repeat, 469-237-1671. Have a good rest of the day and take care. Thank you. Goda Govinda.